We begin our Route 66 journey from the city of Chicago, Illinois, and we'll end in Santa Monica, California. You can do this in reverse order, state by state, over time. No matter your method or length traveled, it's a road trip you'll never forget. In this first of 8 episodes, we begin in downtown Chicago. Along the way, we'll see Joliet, Pontiac, and end in Bloomington. Illinois has so many stops than most states, and will be hard to see it all in a 3-day trip across this first of 7 states we'll visit along this historic route. We can see the Willis Tower in the distance, standing at 1,353 feet, that has a glass box you can walk out on to see the city from 103 stories below. As we turn onto Michigan Avenue, we'll stop to take a few sights in downtown Chicago. We grabbed a Chicago dog for lunch, certainly not the most famous location, but convenient for us as we toured the area. Just a short walk away is the Buckingham Fountains from 1927 in the center of Grant Park. It is one of the largest fountains in the world. And here it begins at the corner of Adams and Michigan Avenue. With the Willis Tower in the background, we begin this epic journey for the next 2,448 miles on Route 66. Traveling under the L trains, we cross through downtown Chicago on our way west. Henry's Drive-In, with its neon side, is one of the best Chicago dog style in the area, opened in the 1950s. McCook's sign was built in 2013, resembling the Las Vegas sign, erected as a photo op for Route 66 travelers. We stop in the Steak and Egger that opened in 1955 for a quick lunch. A quick stop in the White Fence Farm, known for their chicken dinners for over 75 years. Since we just had lunch, we decided to skip eating here. On the left, we stop at the Rich and Creamy with the Dancing Blues Brothers on the roof for an ice cream. Restored by the city, it makes for a great photo op, especially at night where the neon makes Jake and Elwood dance. Across the street, we find Dick's on Route 66 that has a small portion of the actual Route 66 brick road. Later in episode 2, we'll travel a portion of the actual Route 66 brick road. We cross the Ruby Street Bridge, built in 1935, that opens for water traffic to pass underneath on our way to the Joliet Prison. Up ahead is the Old Joliet Prison that opened in 1858, today known from the movie The Blues Brothers and many others. They offer tours for a fee and have a gift shop inside. Straight ahead is the location of the first Dairy Queen that opened in 1940, sadly no longer in operation. Traveling over the Des Plaines River, we continue our way through Joliet. On the left is Chicagoland Speedway that used to host NASCAR series until 2019 and closed due to COVID. Across the street we see the Route 66 Raceway with its quarter-mile drag strip, host events including the NHRA. In Elwood, a nice Route 66 landmark where original pavement once buried has been brought to the surface, allowing us to travel on the original Mother Road. In this episode, we're a week out from Memorial Day and found it fitting to visit and pay respects to our veterans at the Abraham Lincoln National Cemetery located in Elwood, Illinois. Covering 982 acres, when fully complete will provide 400,000 burial spaces. Next up, we come into the city of Wilmington, home of the Gemini Giant. Normally standing tall next to the Launching Pad restaurant, unfortunately he's away undergoing restoration with a new location on the south side of town once complete. Opened in 1963 as a Sinclair station known for their marketing use of the Brontosaurus. Here we see the owners have installed a replacement on the roof. Now, I take some of those. Here, the Eagle Hotel, established in 1836, now closed, is one of the oldest commercial buildings on the Illinois Route 66, once served as a stagecoach station and inn. We decided to stop in Nellie's parking lot for a short walk around downtown Wilmington. On the left will be the new home of the Gemini Giant. Disappointed we missed him on his trip, but hopefully we'll return one day to see this iconic muffler man. The Polka Dot Drive-In was a must-stop for us. Wasn't able to grab lunch since it opens later in the day, but the visit was worth it. Traveling these long stretches of 2-lane highways on Route 66 offers a chance to slow down and enjoy the drive, not just the destination. We stopped to visit the Route 66 shop. Unfortunately, it was closed during our visit. We hear it's a great gift shop with an owner that has the gift of gab for all things Route 66. Signs on this road paint the future for us, that we have 7 more states and a couple thousand miles to travel. Whew. Built in 1906, this 2-cell jail offers a great photo op, complete with a Barney Fife sign inside. Once we get further out west, we'll visit a 1-room jail. This diner's prior life was a Kankakee streetcar, moved here in 1932 and restored by the Route 66 Illinois Association. More long stretches of Route 66 showing the contrast between the past and the present. We'll see many more of these examples as we travel through the states. Ambler's Texaco is one of the longest continually operated gas stations along the route, dating back to 1938 and closed in 1999. It was donated to the city of Dwight in 2002. We'll find many gas stations along our travels. This one was especially nice, having many items from the days gone past you can touch and feel, and doubles as the town's visitor center. The volunteers made the visit even more enjoyable and felt like we had nothing but time with nowhere to be. Illinois does a phenomenal job of signs for Route 66, even down to showing the various alignments through the years. Here we stop to see a retired portion of Route 66 that has seen better days, with Interstate 55 in the far distance alive and well. This pedestrian tunnel, known to locals as the subway, was built in 1937 and needed due to the heavy traffic of Route 66 to allow churchgoers and children to cross the street on their way to school. Closed in the 1950s when Route 66 was moved further west, no longer requiring the tunnel. Hard to imagine such a busy day back then. This Standard Oil gas station was built in the 1930s, and later in 1940 a two-bay garage was added that now serves as a visitor center along Route 66. Here we see older parts of Route 66 that parallel us as we head further west. The red Burma Shave marketing signs start to appear along the roadside. We'll see many of these in later episodes as we make our way through Arizona. Ahead is the Route 66 Hall of Fame Museum inside the historical firehouse. We'll step inside to see several museums, but first we'll stop for a walk along the outside to see a few of the murals that blanket the city of Pontiac. Here we see Bob Wadmeyer's bus. Bob was an iconic traveler of Route 66 for decades and best known for his artwork. In the next episode, we'll stop in at the Cozy Dog and visit with Buzz, Bob's brother, and owner of the Cozy Dog in Springfield, Illinois. Another great stop along Route 66. Heading now inside to see Route 66 Museum, a war museum, a section dedicated to Bob's artwork, and more. Pontiac has a nice Route 66 walkthrough, highlighting the portions within Illinois with artifacts, including Bob's VW van he traveled back and forth across Route 66. I'm told things were left inside Bob's van as is, the stories these items could tell if they could talk. Here we see a fraction of Bob Wadmeyer's artwork. I especially like this war museum. If you look closer, many of the mannequins have veterans' names from locals, complete with their rank, medals, and awards related to the local vet. A very nice touch I felt helped connect the past to the present. Many restaurants were closed on Mondays along this section of Route 66. Fortunately, one recommendation was open and eager to grab a bite at the Pontiac Family Diner. Very affordable and food was fantastic. This 18-foot wide segment, called Dead Man's Curve, is part of the original before the 1940s, named for the number of accidents occurring in the turns. Our final stop for this episode is Sprague's Super Service that opened in 1931 and operated as such until 1976. One of the few, possibly only, two-story gas stations along Route 66. Closed today since it was Monday. Join us in the next episode where we travel from Bloomington to Granite City, Illinois, completing the Illinois section of Route 66.